Hi, welcome to my channel and to the Facebook group if you're watching in the Facebook group, or on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And welcome to all of my new subscribers, both to my channel and to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to have a little talk about what is it that makes us become so passive when we feel anxious, because there is a really strong relationship between passivity, the ability to speak up for yourself, and anxiety. Because when you're anxious, your body is going into threat, and you won't be anxious in every situation that you enter into, or every person that you meet, or every interview that you go to. You won't necessarily feel as anxious, but when you do feel anxious, it actually has the tendency to shut you up. You just want to crawl into a hole, look after yourself, wrap yourself up in your arms, so to speak, to protect yourself, because your body is entering threat and it feels really, really uncomfortable. When our threat system is triggered, kind of all the bits of the brain which aren't needed to deal with threat kind of shut down. That's why if you've ever been for an interview and they've asked you your name and you're thinking, oh my God, I don't even know my name, I can't think of it, because you're just not used to being able to retrieve memories when you're dealing with threat. Because anxiety wants you out of there, it wants you out of the threat, it wants you somewhere safe, so it's not going to let you actually speak up for yourself. And if you've ever encountered social situations where maybe you don't know people, or you've gone to a networking event and you walk in and you just feel absolutely terrible, because what you're feeling is you're going into threat and you're probably living in your head. You're probably self-processing, thinking things like, I wonder what they're thinking of me. I wonder if I've worn the right clothes. Oh, they all look much smarter than me. They're going to think I'm stupid. I don't have a right to be here. What do I think I'm doing? They're going to find me out that I'm the imposter, which I think I am. And they're going to know that when they start speaking to me, or I've got nothing to add to the conversation. I won't know what to talk about. So there you are, you go into the situation, living in your head, thinking all these negative, critical thoughts about yourself. And of course, if you're thinking that about yourself, it's going to make you feel pretty awful. Imagine someone standing behind you saying all those things to you. You would feel awful. So when you're going into a social situation or a networking situation and you've got that going on in your head, you are not going to feel able to speak up for yourself in the way that you would like to. You're not going to be able to say no to things, to push back, to make your I suppose your voice heard. You're not going to maybe enter the conversation and give your point of view, because you'll be worrying, is this the right point of view? What will they think of me if I say that? And so you have a tendency to almost shut yourself down. And quite often I notice that when people are being very anxious, they almost like stand on the outside of a circle of people if they're there chatting with people. Because they kind of almost don't want to put themselves right in the middle of it. So your body language is going to indicate to people that you're feeling uncomfortable, that you are not feeling assertive. Because if you are not anxious in a situation, or you are asserting yourself, you feel confident and comfortable speaking up for the things which you want to say. You're not afraid to say them. Obviously, being respectful to people, but you're not afraid to voice your opinion, because you feel that you'll be able to handle anything that comes your way. If someone disagrees with you, it's not going to make you feel awful, because you don't see it as necessarily a point of conflict. You see it as a disagreement which can be discussed. But if you see somebody saying no to you, or pushing back, or you having to say no to them as a form of conflict, it's going to make you feel really awful. And that's where you'll become much more passive, and you will not be able to assert yourself, push back, or to stand up for yourself. So a lack of assertiveness and anxiety do have a very real relationship, and it can affect all of us at some time or another in our life, I'm sure. But if this is something that you notice about yourself, that you don't speak up for yourself, or you feel afraid to, you're probably feeling anxious in that situation. Your threat system is being triggered, so it silences you, you shut up and you shut yourself down. So what can we do about it? Well, there are many things that you can do to handle anxiety. And if you go onto my website, I have a course which is how to be more assertive. And this kind of breaks down the different styles of communication, so that you can, the course is free, by the way. So you can break down what your main dominant style of communication is. And then you can start thinking about, which situations do I need to be more assertive in? Because there's many of us can be assertive Some people can just take things back to a shop and they don't mind. They just take it back. They're very assertive. They'll ask for their money back. They will explain their situation, explain the problem, ask for what they want, but yet they find it impossible to say no to colleagues when they're asking them to do extra work, or no to their boss, or no to their children when the kids are asking for something. Those things are impossible. So you may find that some situations and with some people you're very assertive, but with others you are incredibly passive and fearful of speaking up. So this will help you identify those areas where, when, and with whom you need to be more assertive, so that you can start taking the areas where you are assertive and using some of those skills to actually begin to be more assertive in other areas. And it also has a 7-step plan of how to make an assertive statement and deliver this. I'm breaking it down step by step by step by step. So please check out my website, check out my other videos. I've got lots of videos on anxiety and assertiveness and other things about mental health. And I look forward to you in the next video. And thank you very much for your company. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.